Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect man pushing his truth and faith and sincerity. This is the brother Yitazakah coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. All praises and honor due. And I want to entitle this lesson, We Are the Real Athletes. And this is the highest level sport, which I got this word athlete. Athlete, a person who is proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise. Now, let's go here real quick. Let's just get a quick precept, because I want to kick it off from that 1 Corinthians 9, but that made me think of something. It's 1 Timothy 4 and 8. Yep. It's 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. It says, "For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that is now and of that which is to come." Right. So, like we went into this word, athlete. Said a person who is proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise, which this is the highest form of exercise, because it said bodily exercise profitable for little, but godliness is profitable in all things, So we're the highest level of athletes, we're preparing, we're preparing and training to pretty much be champions, not to fight for the championship, but actually, be champions, because the nation of Israel, the 144, the 1/3, the remnant, starting with them, are going to be in top ranking within the kingdom of heaven, over the whole. They're going to have dominion through our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. They're going to have dominion over the universe through our Lord Yahweh Shai, so they're going to be the highest form of ranking you can be in the life to come, and that's why I said in 1 Timothy 4 and 8, let's read it. You can read it one more time. It's 1 Timothy 4 and 8. "For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come." Right. So right, is it the sport we playing in right now, is high, is more high level than anyone on this earth is playing, because anyone could, be a bodybuilder, or anybody just can't do that. But, a lot of people can go be a bodybuilder or, try out for this sport, but everybody can't easily just do play this sport we're playing, this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, he has made us professional spiritual men, spiritual athletes, Let's see what else we got on this word athlete. We got competitor, runner, racer, player, a team member. It's another thing too, because we're part of a body. A contender. So let's get that word contender. It says a person or group competing with others to achieve something. Technically we are doing that. Although we're team members, but we're all competing, to be able to make it into that next stage, man. We're all contending for the faith, ultimately. Some of those synonyms for the word contender, and go right here, is contestants, adversaries, opponents, which we have adversaries too. You go into that word Satan. Satan means adversary. So we're going up against the spiritual demon Satan, his physical counterparts, and those who follow after his stead, and we're fighting the unseen enemy too with these spiritual demons, So, we're challengers of them, we're contestants in the in the good fight of faith. You know what I'm saying? We running the race, you know, to win the good fight of faith, you know. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians 9. This 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain." Yeah, so we in the race. We're competing against the adversary, just like Esau Edom, you know, which we know he's not gonna win. But Esau Edom is trying to compete with us in timing. You know, he know if he have but a short time, so he's coming down with great wrath. So Esau Edom, he's even competing against us within time. He's trying to be able to implement his new world order, you know, ultimately before the third temple is built. You know, he's trying to disappoint the devices of the righteous, so to speak. You know, he's trying to disappoint the prophecy of Yahweh Shema Shah, which we know he's not going to be able to do. You know, that's impossible. You know, but that's ultimately what he's trying to do. We got him bracing against us to the man of the Lord to basically be first in completing their heart's desire, which our heart's desire, is to ultimately please Yahweh Shema Shah. You know, it says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain." So Apostle Paul, he's using he's comparing a race unto us in his faith. You know, us running within his faith. You know, like this we're runners. You know, like that was one of the synonyms for the word athlete, is a runner. You know, which Apostle Paul, applied our contention within the faith, our competition within the faith is as a race. You know, it says verse 25, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible." Right? So you got actual like track runners, or actual athletes who do running, and they run this amount of miles a day. They do these type of rigorous exercises and training as far as running, but they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. We do it to obtain an incorruptible, which means you have athletes within the physical world who are racing and contending against each other, but they contending against each other and racing against others, and fighting and battling to ultimately receive something that's vain. We're doing it to receive something that's everlasting, like we read in 1 Timothy 4 about how this is profitable to this life and the life to come. Godliness, that is. Verse 26, it says, "I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air." Right? So that temperance, another word for temperance is self-control and moderation, restraint. So we restrain fleshly desires. We resist the devil. We restrain ourselves from doing that what the adversary would be doing. And that's what our adversary wants us to do. Our adversary wants us to pretty much indulge with him. But that's why we have to run. We have to run. Keep our breath, so to speak. We got to run and use discernment as we run. We got to run and be aware. Can't just because the race is not just to the swift, which Lord will, I'm gonna grab that. You know, it says, I'll read 26 again. It says 1 Corinthians 9:26. I therefore so run not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. Right. So, Apostle Paul is comparing this to a fight in a race, which you got boxers who are athletes. You have those who do mixed martial arts and wrestling who are considered athletes. You have those who run track, do other type of events such as, long jumping and etc. That involves and requires running, but they doing that. They just doing that just to pretty much they just for complete vanity, man. Because you got people who can run all day and they can still lose. They can run this amount of fast, but they still not a part of those who have won the overall objective. Which if you're exercising in godliness, you can always win the overall objective. Lord willing, you're a part of the team members of Yahweh Shai who are exquisite enough to be able to compete within this battle, consistently and pretty much until our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach comes back, to say the least. This is verse 27. It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Yeah, that can happen, man. That can happen. You could be, at this certain level, of athletics, and then, you get injured, you know what I'm saying? And you was telling everybody else on what they need to do to get to the lead. Now you got to try to figure out what you going to do to get back in the lead, man. And we don't want that to happen to us, meaning we battle hard, like I was just touching on athletes who, battle hard all year but still don't win the championship, so to speak, or still don't make the playoffs or whatever. You just now you yourself is a castaway. You're supposed to be on the most highest level of athletics, and you supposed to show those who are athletes under you on how to go. But now you become as one as them because you didn't achieve your goal, just like they're fighting to achieve their ultimate goal. We don't want to be like that. We don't want to be the athletes that make it all the way to the make it to the league and then just throw away. It's like you just throw away our opportunity. It's like you get to the league and you just start BSing around, man. You know what I'm saying? You start Antonio Browning, man. You know what I'm saying? And then now you kicked out the league. You supposed to be an example of what to be, and that's us. We supposed to be examples on what to be, So, with us, playing at the highest level of sporting, we have to carry ourselves with high dignity on and off the field, so to speak. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. It says, I returned and I saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. Right. So, like we was considering this unto the race, or unto a race, like Apostle Paul was considering this unto a race, and what we was just reading in 1 Corinthians 9th chapter. It's not a race unto the swift though. So that's why we gotta watching how we move out here. Discern how we run and make sure we run into the right place. Make sure we keeping our composure, making sure we keeping our stamina, and not looking too far ahead either, and not looking at your opponent. You just keep, because like in track, if I'm not mistaken, if you're running a race, you're not supposed to look back and see if somebody gaining traction on you. You know what I'm saying? That little millisecond you take to look back, could be the second that someone needs to get around you. So we supposed to always, keep our discernment within this race. We always supposed to pace ourselves within this race. We supposed to know how to move as athletes. Like as high level athletes, you got to know what to do not to get injured. Just like certain quarterbacks, in the NFL, they can run, they can scramble and get outside the pocket, so to speak, but when they start running, they got to slide. Why? Because they understand as a quarterback, you can't be taking all these different type of hits, man. So they take what they can get and get on the ground. Just like you could ultimately, you could you could be running, but you're not supposed to. And this, you can go this way to win, but ultimately you're not supposed to run this certain type of way. So you gotta, know how to run. Know where to run. And know how to move, basically. Because even though we're in this, you still gotta still have underlying principles. You gotta have underlining fundamentals. Let's jump down to 18. This jumping down same chapter, verse 18. It says, "Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good." Yeah, so you can have all the God-given talent in the world, but if you're not wise with that talent, then it don't matter. Just like Vic, Mike Vick, he used to play for the Falcons or whatever. Quarterback, used to play for the Falcons. He had a whole bunch of raw talent, where, he could throw the ball 70, 80 yards down the field with the flick of the wrist. Got, world-class speed, run 4.1, 4.2. You know what I'm saying? So he got, world-class speed at quarterback, so he got the weapons, the tools for war, but it said wisdom is better than weapons of war. So you could, know how to do all this, throw the ball all the way down the field, run outside the pocket. You got all the weapons and tools for war, okay, but you don't have no wisdom. You don't know where to throw the ball to. You don't know how to pick the right play, call the right play. You don't know how to, you don't know when to say no. You don't know when to check for the blitz. Just different things you're not ready for. That's so you could be you could have a whole bunch of raw talent, but also you don't know how to use it, man. And there's a lot of players, that end up being first round draft picks or have high expectations, but they don't use their talent as they should. It's like they don't use wisdom, so they can be able to use their talent as they should. That's what we have to do, because we're spiritual athletes, and what makes us high quality spiritual athletes is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's how we compete, with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So we have to be constantly growing within that. We have to constantly be using that as our talent. It's literally our talent. Is our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and how we move with it. It's a lot. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." And I brought this out because Daniel, pretty much got to play from Yahabashim Shah, you know, which he gave him the play and the playbook, you know, but he told Daniel to seal the playbook until the time of the end. Many gonna run to and fro, and knowledge is gonna be increased. You know, so those who attain unto this playbook, you know, they know how to run plays. And that's why I say many shall run to and fro. You know why? Because they got the play out the playbook, man. You know, so we got the playbook, you know, meaning the scriptures, which have been opened unto us. So we got different plays we can run. And that's why I say many shall run to and fro, because you got plays for many different people on the team. You know, this play can go to this player, this play can go to this player. That's why many gonna run to and fro. You know, and that they're running. Man, the fellas get run. You know, goes into being athletes, like we was reading about in 1 Corinthians 9 and Ecclesiastes 9, about how, you know, the race is not given unto the swift, and we run that we may obtain. So we're runners, you know, as well. Run. It says to go or rove about, to go and fro, to go or rove about, to go to fro, and to fro go eagerly, and to quickly fro, to run to and fro, to row. To row, to travel, you know, which we're going rowing, you know what I'm saying? We're going to and fro, you know. Also, we're pilgrims on the earth, you know. We're ultimately as well, we're not of this world. Lord willing, we be those men, you know. We're not of this world, you know. And then it says a mariner, you know, that's someone, you know, who travels by ship, you know, which we're considered as fishermen, you know, which we're not on, you know, actual ships, you know, fishing, but in semblance, we are those running. You got professional fishers, you know, you got people who actually fish as a professional sport, you know. So we're like heavy fishermen as well, you know. But it says to go about, so, you know, move and to travel. So we're as being pilgrims on the earth, you know, we are doing much traveling, you know, because we're not in our homeland, you know. Lord willing, we those men, we fell from our first estate, you know. So we're doing a lot of traveling, you know. We're doing a lot of traveling and a lot of moving. Let's get this word to prove that we runners more. Let me get this word in. Habakkuk 2. I'm going to read this precept. I'm going to grab this. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, behold, Salaki, I meant 3. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. It says, okay, let's start at 2. This Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. And the Lord Yahabashim answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. That he may run that readeth it, man. You know, that link up with Daniel 12, which we just brought out, about how many gonna run to and fro. You know, in the time of the end, knowledge is gonna be increased, man. You know, getting that playbook, you know. So it said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, which, you know, can be in semblance to that playbook as well. Make sure the play art is visible, you know. Make sure this play is easy to be understood, you know. Make sure everybody got their assignment, you know. It says make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it, man, you know. So, you know, the person that gets the play, they can run the play, you know. Let's get this word run right here, because we're supposed to run that we may obtain, you know. This is a different word from run right here. It's 873:23, and it says to run swiftly, to bring or move quickly, hurry, to drive away from, cause to run away, you know. Bring hastily, break down, speedily, footman, for whatever reason, to run for whatever reason. So, you know, we're not running like those in the world who run to obtain corruptible crowns. Like I seen Tyreek Hill and Terrell Owens just previously just had a race, you know, to see who was faster, you know. But ultimately, you know, we're running to ultimately, make sure we're prepared for this marriage, for the marriage unto Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Make sure we're on point for the game, you know. We're, I mean, ultimately for the ceremony, for the ceremony of the winners, basically. Let's go to Jude 1, verse 3. It says, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints, which was once delivered unto the saints, man. They was given their playbook, man, so they can run, So now we got to contend, because you if you got plays to run, that means you're gonna run them against opposition, and hopefully your plays succeed, So we are to contend for the faith, man. How do we contend for the faith? That's by abstaining from certain things, being temperate in all things, like we was reading about in 1 Corinthians 9, fighting to stay within the spirit, staying within the spirit, and not falling subject unto the flesh. That's how we earnestly contend for the faith. It's by continuing in those things which thou hast learned. Ultimately, fighting for our spot on the chariot, Lord willing. Converting others from sin. Being charitable. In all forms unto our people and our brothers. Following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our abilities. Fighting with everything we got to be considered worthy to be counted of the salvation by Yahweh Shemashah. Lord willing, our contention within the faith is enough for Yahweh Shemashah to accept our sacrifice. It's enough for us to make the cut. You know what I'm saying? We can make the team. I read again this Jude 1 and 3. It says, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was delivered unto the saints. So the saints, starting with the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3, they're gonna earnestly contend. They're gonna earnestly contend. They're gonna be considered as athletes. Right? Because another name for athlete is a contender. So we spiritual athletes, and that word is G1864 epigonazima, and it goes into earnestly contend for, to struggle for, so to fight for, because to royale, to fight. So we're fighting the good fight of faith, like Apostle Paul said. We're contending for the faith. We're playing. We're playing to ultimately be justified, because those who are gonna be justified, they're gonna be justified by their faith. The just shall live by their faith. So that's how we're contending. We're contending against the unfaithful and the unbelieving, man. Being us upholding our faith, and our faith help through Yahweh Shemashah, helping us conquer and win the battle. And those who try to win and conquer without faith, we're contending against them as well. On if your belief is gonna get you somewhere, your unbelief is gonna get you somewhere. which we know only faith can get you somewhere, because that's all we got. We're prisoners of hope, you know. So we're playing on a high level of athletics because we are playing within the game where you have to use intangibles, things that are not, so to speak, seen to win. You know, this is James chapter 4 verse 1. It says, "From whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lust, that war in your members?" You know, so we fighting against an unseen opponent as well, man. Not only are we contending for the faith against those who don't believe within the faith, so we have to actually contend against those people, you know, those of our nation and those outside of our nation, which, what if some did not believe? Should that make up the faith of Yahweh Shema Shah without effect? But that's part of our contention of who we're contending against. We're also having a friendly contention within those of the faith, because some of us could ultimately be a part of the elect, and some of us could not be, So that's a friendly contention as well, man. It's brotherly contention, which we know contention is just one let off one let off water, but you got brothers who compete with each other and contend with each other, and just friendly brother competition at home, and that's what we have as well, man. A contention. Of course, it should be righteous, and friendly and harmless, But we have, we contend with each other as well, Oh, we got to do this. We got to, let's go harder this week. Or I'm striving to do this, or I'm striving to do that. Like keeping each other on a good foot. Within going hard for this truth. We contend with that. Then we broke down how we contend against the adversary, Satan. Then we're contending with ourselves, man. Like we was touching on, about contending for the faith. That goes into you. Part of that goes into you being temperate. And you having self-restraint. And that goes into you denying your flesh and abstaining from certain things, and not surfeiting, and also being consistent within everything that you're doing. So that's not only do we have adversaries on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level. So we're battling against an unseen opponent, man. That's what also makes us high level athletes, because we're battling against our own members, our own flesh, and we're battling against principalities, like I speak about in Ephesians, the 6th chapter. Let's go. Sirach 27. This Sirach 27 and 13. It says that the discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wanton of sin. So we know that Yahweh Shem Yahshua has made the wisdom of this world foolishness. So the vast majority of the people within this world would be considered as fools. They would be considered as fools. So it says the discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin. And that's the vast majority of these people on the earth, because we know that only the nation of Israel can sin, because they were the only ones who was given the law, statutes, commandments to begin with, But you have those of our nation who pretty much cast away the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shah despitefully, and just ultimately, just go all out in wickedness, go all out in the wisdom of this world, so to speak, man. That's ultimately, the wantonness of sin, because that's all this world is full of. It's just complete wickedness and sin, This place is completely polluted and corrupt, So the people who, indulge themselves in this world, they're involved in the wantonness of sin. That's their sport, you know. But our sport is ultimately earnestly contending, earnestly contending in righteousness and godliness, Our sportsman is you know, striving for perfection within Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, the vast majority of these people in the world, including these athletes, um, sporting is pretty much to is wantonness of sin. It's pretty much to fulfill the lust of their belly. You know, so that's their sport. Even you somebody who actually plays basketball or football, a professional athlete, they're doing it to get what a damn Super Bowl trophy or Super Bowl ring, or notoriety for men. You know, that's 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 the wantonness of sin, basically, man. Complete vanity, man. To be able to be prideful in themselves, to say, speak on and boast on all the achievements that they have achieved, man. That's all just pretty much the wantonness of sin, because we know pride is the beginning of sin. You know, so there's this just that opens up a type of can of worms, so you could be tried to be looked at in a certain light. You know, so these athletes, on a physical level, they're competing and battling for something that doesn't matter. So that's like the wantonness of sin. You know, because sin can't bring you nothing but death, but we're actually fighting for life. You know, this Proverbs chapter 10 verse 23. It says it is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding have wisdom. Right, so it's a foolish people. It's a sport to do mischief. So you got fools who are in the sport of foolishness. You know, you got a lot of people within the world who are fools who are in the sport of foolishness. You know, it's a sport for a fool to do mischief, man. So you got people who actually sport in doing mischievous things, man, and demonic ass stuff, man. I'm gonna get this word sport. It's a sport, yeah, joyful. So like derision, laughter, so it's like if you joyful or you laughing while you doing something, that mean you enjoying it. Just like, they say, go out there and have some fun when you play. You got different sports people that say that go have some fun. Let's go out there and have some fun. They look like they're having fun. They're joyful. They're laughing. You know, that's how mischief is to a fool, man. You know, it's like they sport, man. You know, let me get that word mischief. Yes, to do wickedness, man. You know, to yeah, just to pretty much commit wickedness, man. You know, that's a game for a fool, man. You know, or how many beans can I pop? How many pills can I pop? How much lean can I pour into this cup without falling asleep or something? How many blunts can we roll up and smoke? How many women can I hit at the same time? You know what I'm saying? It is a sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding have wisdom, man. You know, so our sport is to move with wisdom and discretion, man. That's our weapons, that's our talents. You know, and that's what's gonna get us farther in the game. Lord willing, we those men. That's what's gonna give us what it takes to make it through the fourth quarter, so to speak. You know. Let's get this in 2 Samuel 3. This 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. Now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker, right? Because we are moving according to wisdom. Lord willing, we those men, you know. Our sporting is wisdom, which wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation, man. You know, we know they know when it's gonna be delivered off their bare strength that they have, you know, or the abilities that they have, their raw talent, so to speak, man. You're gonna have to be delivered through your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Shema Shai has put the spirit on you to be able to attain and get you through. You know, and only the house of David is gonna have what it takes to be able to, have stamina to make it throughout the whole game. You know, let's get this in Isaiah 41. This Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shall not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught." You know, so anyone who try to combat against the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai, try to contend against us or compete against us, they're gonna be as nothing, man. And anyone who tried to ultimately defeat us through our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we're gonna always be able to prevail through that. Lord willing, we those men that were chosen from the foundations of the earth, by Yahweh Shema Shai, we're gonna be able to always win. That's because we're the highest level athletes. Like it's like a college team playing against a NFL team. They're not gonna win, or a professional team playing against a minor league team, man. That's not suitable competition, and that's why anyone who incense themselves against us or contends against us, they're going to be as nothing, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, we have the highest level of sporting, which is wisdom, which is going to ultimately be the key component within the kingdom of heaven. Our people are going to all be righteous. Why? Because they're going to all have that wisdom. Let's get this in Jeremiah 51. This Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 20. It says, "Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms." Yes, so Yahweh Shema Shai, he uses us as he's betting on us as a nation in competition against anyone, man. Yahweh Shema Shai, like basically, the elect, the 144, the 1/3, the nation of Israel. That's my team, That's my team who I'm always playing with, And with them, they undefeated, man. With this team right here, I'm undefeated. I'm defeating anybody with them, And that's how we're the highest level athletes as well, because anyone who tries to battle against us, we're going to always win. Why? Because we have the greatest of all time leading us. I ain't talking Bill Belichick either. Talking to Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Let's get this in Proverbs 28 and 4. It says, "They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them." Right, so, those that forsake the law, they praise the wicked, man. But such as keep the law, we contend with them. So us, keeping the laws to the best of our abilities, we're contending with those who forsake the law. Those who just cast the law of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai behind them despitefully. Like I was touching on earlier, we actually contend with them. So but anyone who makes contention against Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna be it's nothing. That's why we're the highest level athletes, like we was touching on. Let's get this 1 Peter 5. 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." Our adversary, the devil, man. Letting you know that hey, we got athletes. The spiritual demon, Satan, and his minions. We got them being adversarial to us. Competing with us. As men in the Lord. Hopeful elect. We have those who forsake the law competing and contending with us, being adversarial with us, so ultimately we're definitely in the battle, we're definitely in the war, but Yahweh Shai gave us the talent to be able to defeat anybody in battle or in the game. We was coached up well by Yahweh Shai. Well, we even got good coaching tips right here in this verse when it says, "Be sober and be vigilant." It's telling you how to, defeat your opponent, man. Just like, look, they lining up. Just in football terminology, they lining up people who are in blind spots, so to speak, or they got a corner blitzing or safety blitzing. You know what I'm saying? So that's not an average play that one of those positions would run on the field. But be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Be sober and be vigilant, man, because your adversary, the devil, he walking about seeking whom he may devour, which means he's running to and fro. He's the enemy. He's trying to win as well. He's trying to win as well. Which he's not gonna get the victory over those who had the victory through Yahweh Shai Mashiach. I'm gonna get this right here and I'm gonna wrap it. This Matthew chapter 5 verse 25. It says, "Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison." Yeah, that's why we gotta know that Yahweh Shai, he put us out here on the field, not to lose, but his you might not like the position that the coach put you in. You might not like, the play you gotta run, but ultimately the coach know best, So ultimately, we just gotta play our position, man, play our role, and part of us doing that is knowing how to agree with our adversary, knowing how to let the adversary get a little something, because at the end of the day, Yahweh Shai is not going to allow them to conquer over us. He said anybody who contends with us is going to be as nothing. So we got to always keep that in mind, not try to, ultimately use what Yahweh Shai gave us to contend, and win. Ultimately, we use it to contend, but not to win. Yahweh Shai is going to give us the victory. We just contend and earnestly contend for the faith. Ultimately, that means just playing our role in our position until the game over. And ultimately, we gonna win the game as long as nobody miss their assignments. But that was it, man. I prayed through the spirit and power for Yahweh Shai was edifying. I tried to put it together the best as possible. I want to give our praises to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai B'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, rule well. And peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.